and I want to go over some winners. All right. So first, we got to go back to the dog fight challenge. We got to go back. Y'all remember the dog fight challenge? It's been a while because our dog tags was on back order. Sometimes I'm late, but I always try to do what I say I'm going to do. So during the dog fight challenge, had the first week, we had more than, I think it was 240 people, more than 240 people, maybe 242. 242 signed up for the first week of the dog fight challenge. And let me tell our visitors here, people that don't know what we do or anything like that, this is a challenge. We teach a lifestyle that helped me lose over 100 pounds and keep the weight off for many, many years. But every once in a while, we need to have a challenge to get people, get them refocused, right? We got to get them refocused. So we'll do these challenges. And the theme of this one was sometimes you just got to get in a dog fight with it. Sometimes you just got to get in a dog fight with yourself. You know, because people say, well, losing weight is hard. And see, I don't buy that anymore. I used to. I used to be one that said it, but I don't buy that anymore. I don't agree with that thinking. I think that thinking holds us back, but we have to embrace that thinking because a lot of us have that when we start. It's so hard. The struggle is real. Those kind of thoughts, right, that hold us back, don't really help us. But nevertheless, the perception is that it's a struggle. So that's your reality. So what I like to do is approach it that way, meet people where they are mentally at that time and say, well, then you know what you got to do? It's hard. It's hard to lose weight. It's hard to keep it off, but it's a heck of a lot harder to stay where you're at. You just gotten used to staying where you're at. It's a heck of a lot harder just to remain overweight. So if you got to choose pain, you got to choose hard. Choose your hard wisely, right? And sometimes you just got to get in a dog fight with yourself, right? So for those people that were our top achievers, want to congratulate everybody that finished a week. Why would I congratulate everybody that finished 1 week of a eating challenge? Because most people didn't finish. Most people quit in a week. After we do orientation, I can see your comment, Tabitha. Or Rich, I'm just not catching them all. I'm sorry. Things scrolling fast. So if you said something earlier and I missed it, I do apologize. I can see it though, Rich or Tabitha. And you're one of our winners today too. So you're in Zoom right now. Weather's at 04. All you got to do is change your chat. Your chat says to all panelists. We need to change it to all panelists and all attendees. Betty Bowen's on track. Good stuff. So I got these dog tags. And I know it's a trinket, right? I get it. But you've got a Shibboleth dog tag, and on the back it says 112. It's backwards on my screen. I don't know if it showed up backwards on your screen. So stay with me. Today's kind of a celebration day, and then we're going to do Q&A. I got a lot of buttons to hit, so I hope y'all in a good mood and will bear with me. So for the dog fight challenge, we got 3 weeks of winners. Now, what we're going to do today, so it doesn't take hours to do this, we're going to go over our dog fight week 1 winners and our relapse to reloaded week 1 winners. That's our achievers. That's what we're going to go. Sorry about that, Deborah. That's what we're going to have to, that's what we're going to go over the winners for those 2 weeks. And then next week, when I go live Monday and when I go live Tuesday, I'll be announcing week 2 dog fight and week 3 dog fight so that we don't take hours to do this, okay? Today's week 1 dog fight winners and week 1 relapse to reloaded winners. Now, going back to what I was saying, most people don't finish what they start. So it's worthwhile to celebrate with the people that finished a week. Now, a week's not going to get it done. And in fact, I've seen some of the people that did the best in that week of dogfight have already relapsed. here's what we got to get past. It's one thing to press through for a week. That puts you ahead of the pack. Most people are not going to. That's why Jackie Gleason said the best day of a diet's the second, because by then you're already off of it. 93%, statistically speaking, of people that start a diet quit it if they start on Monday, they quit on Tuesday. 93%. 93%. Sad. Sad. It's just sad. Breaks my heart. So you're in the minority if you finished a 1-week challenge. But here's the deal. You've figured out a successful pattern, and I'm going to prove it to you. But now you've got to duplicate that success pattern. So anyway, to celebrate, we've got the dog tags, and here's where the 112 on the dog tag, here's what it signified to me when we started the challenge. Number one, I wanted the dogfight group to eat from the list and around the time that I ate. So I text everybody what I ate, when I ate it, and then they had a 4-hour window to eat it, and then it was a theme. So we cut the mess hall off at a certain time every night. You couldn't eat or graze after that time. So at the end of the week, the dogfight group had 112 hours of total fasting time where they weren't eating. There's 168 hours in a week. They had 112 hours whereby they weren't eating anything. And that's the way it should be. Food should not be toyed with. Food should not be played with. So they did that. They did that. Congratulations. Because most people are used to eating and grazing all of the darn time. These folks weren't eating and they weren't grazing for 112 hours out of 168-hour weeks. The way life's supposed to be. And these were great. These were hours where your body was able to recover. Got rain coming down. Woo, it's loud in here. I hope it's not bothering y'all. Now, let me go further. There was more to that 112 than met the eye. So every day I was reading this psalm, Psalm 112, because this is what it takes to lose weight. Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord, that delighteth greatly in his commandments. His seed shall be mighty upon the earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endureth forever. Unto the upright there ariseth light in the darkness. He is gracious and full of compassion and righteous. A good man show favor and lendeth. He will guide his affairs with discretion. Surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in everlasting remembrance. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord, not in food, not in riches, trusting in the Lord. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he sees his desire upon his enemies. He hath dispersed, he hath given to the poor, his righteousness endureth forever. His horn shall be exalted with honor. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. So every day I was reading that psalm. I hope y'all was too, because I wanted to bless the name of the Lord. I wanted to get through that week, and I wanted to be successful during that week. And the way to do that is to keep our minds and hearts fixed on the Lord. It is the only way that we, flesh and blood people, can be self-disciplined people on a daily basis. That's to do our best to walk in step with the Holy Spirit. So without further ado, let's announce our dogfight week 1 winners. Now I want you to listen to this carefully. I'll be sending these dog tags to you with a little letter from Travis. I wish we could give you $1 million, but we're just a little ministry first and foremost. So from our heart, we're going to send you dog tags with a little letter. Our number 1 winner in the dogfight, week 1. I hope y'all give it up for Karis Bramlett. Karis lost 15.8 pounds in 1 stinking week. 1 week. Come on, y'all. Goodness. if that don't fire you up, if that don't set you on fire, you would as well. I mean, look at what this sis accomplished. 15.8 pounds in a week of dedication. Hope she's continued on from there. But even if she hasn't, I'm sure she has, but even if she hasn't, she now knows what it takes to be successful. 15.8 pounds. Lisa, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Conant, at least that's the way it is in the website. Lisa Conant lost 15.6 pounds in a week. Now, y'all know, here's what's funny. They always say the guys always win. Well, statistically speaking, on Planet Shibboleth, it's the girls that beat the guys most of the time. So again, once again, these false things that our perceptions are our reality, but it's just not true. Lisa, 15.6 pounds in 1 week. I hope this sister's listening. She comes and goes. I wish I could just hug her neck. If she just stayed. From Indiana, Sandra Almarode, 14.2 pounds in 1 week. Way to go, Sandra. Crystal Wisner, 13.5 pounds in a week. Sherry Cox, 13.2 pounds in a week. Anna Goodlett, 13 pounds in a week. Angie Perkins, 12.3 pounds in 1 week. Melissa Whistler, 12.1 pounds. April Whiteley, 11.6 pounds in 1 week. Let me name some more dog tag award winners. Kelly Elmore lost 6.1% of her body weight in 1 week. She was tops there, I believe. 6.1%. No, I was wrong. Kelly Elmore is one of our percentage-wise winners. Sorry. Kelly Elmore, 6.1% of her body weight lost in 1 week. Denise Sisk, 7.9% of her weight lost in 1 week. Crazy. Not pounds, a percent of her weight. It usually takes a month of dedicated effort to lose 10% of your weight. They did it in a week. This is crazy. Kenny Scott walked 70 miles in 1 week. Rebecca Harrison walked 54.9 miles in 1 week. Sherry Cox, who also lost 13.2 pounds in 1 week, did 8,285 exercise reps from our exercise library in 1 week. 8,285 reps. Kenny Scott, 2,177 reps. Sonia George, 2,000 reps from our exercise library in 1 week. Hey, Cindy Walters, listen to all these crazy achievers. I know it does your heart good to hear it too. Now, that was dog fight week 1. Give it up for them. That's crazy. Now, a lot of you finished. Now, we will be mailing these out, paying the postage. Those of you that finished the week but wasn't one of the top achievers during that week, if you're near a weight loss center, let us know, and you too can have a set of dog tags, okay? But everybody else will be mailing theirs out with I hope, a sweet letter, okay? Very proud of you. We'll announce week 2 and week 3 dog tag winners next week during live broadcast because our dog tags are in. Okay, and if you finished and you're near a center, come by. Or if you're willing to pay postage or whatever, let us know. Or if you order from our online store and you're a dog tag winner, we'll put it in your next online order. We want you to have the dog tag. So when you look at them, you remember, you know what it takes to be successful because you finished a week. All right. Way to go. Way to go. All right, let's talk about our relapse to reloaded week 1 winners. Had a great group of people. We had 52 people, I think, 52 in the first relapse to reloaded week. this was a group of people that wrote me and admitted that they had struggled with permanent behavior modification. They knew how to be successful. They'd watched the daily doses, took test, passed test, earned the badge. They have a great knowledge of the program, but for whatever reason, they lose the weight and then they relapse. So we thought that through. I got an email, I think it was from Susan Hewlin, who's in that group, and she said, I think a class for us, the folks that have relapsed, would be beneficial because we know the program, but we can't seem to stick to it, even though we enjoy it, we like it. But what's going on that causes us to self-sabotage? So I put together with my own best effort, some way to try to help these folks get back started and then stay started. I think it's been somewhat successful, but it's also been a similar experience for me as past challenges, in that most people were all in after orientation, but most people quit. Less percentage of them are quitting, but still a percentage they fall out. It really hurts my heart to see that, because it's not like we're talking about some small thing that you need to solve a problem for. It's not some small thing. This is a big deal. If you're overweight, you're living with unintended consequences of being overweight. Many of those consequences are very serious. Many of them are leading you to a premature death. Many of these consequences of food addiction and being overweight due to that food addiction. We are taking this stuff too lightly. We look for the next fad, the next pill, the next potion, the next shot. We even seek out things like weight loss surgery. Nothing's going to work until you fix what's broken on the inside. And until you fix that, you're not going to have or manifest lasting changes on the outside. Life is so short. The Bible compares life to a vapor. In fact, it asks, is our life even a vapor? It's here today, it's gone tomorrow. Folks, we're running out of time. I want the rest of your days to be the best of your days. I want you to live with self-confidence, self-esteem, to get rid of this baggage that you're toting around, these burdens that this is really weighing some of you down, and you've just learned to live with it for so long you don't even know what you're missing out on. It's important stuff. And people will start something like this and quit it because of excuses. It's too hard. It's too expensive. It's this, it's that. There is no program on God's planet Earth, a program for behavior modification and weight loss, that's as inexpensive as this one. It takes too much time. It takes no more time than what you were doing before you started the program. It takes the same time. It's just you're going to be spending time differently. We could eliminate your excuses. I could spend hours eliminating. In fact, when we get to Q&A, maybe you want to throw excuses at me that you think are real. If you're tough-minded and you thick-skinned, I'll bring Jack out. I'll let you have it. You cannot find an excuse that I can't overcome that's a reasonable excuse, because I've had them all, and I've overcome them all. And I can help you overcome them all. So anyway, relapse to reloaded. So here's what we put together. We give them a meal list, days 1 through 8, or days 1 through 7, then days 8 through 14. Tuesday night, we'll give days 15 through 21. we're kind of rebuilding them. We return to zero together. We're rebuilding them. They have lots of variety. We have the rally on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock to rally the troops, get everybody refocused. And the emphasis is not as much on food as it is changing our mind and then maintaining that change of mind. We also put it together that you got so purposefully so that there are rules that are not just the nutrition rules, but also we put together for the Relapse to Reloaded group some behavior modification rules, like the nightstand rule, where they have to review and edit or add to their goals morning upon waking and then right before going to bed. A quick review of the goals. They had to come up with a vision tracker so that they could cast a forward vision, and they had to review that daily. So we come up with some behavior modification rules that on the honor system everyone must follow. We must pray. We must engage in prayer in our own individual and weak ways. So we put this in place, right? And then there's hoops to jump through each week. We put it together purposefully. Now that we've charged $7 a week for it, I think that it should be $70 a week. People would be less likely to quit. Maybe I come up with that next. It's $50 and you get your money back if you stick to it. I'm going to figure out a way to get you guys on the hook. But it's $7 because I wanted you to have to jump through a hoop. I'm trying to keep all this on your mind all the time. And by the way, $7 is less than what it cost us to administer the challenge, I promise you. So there's hoops. You got to upload your pictures and things like that. These folks that finished this, and there's a lot of finishers. I want to salute you if you finished Relapse to Reloaded week 1. I'm so excited for you that finished. But because we have prize money here, that money went towards something, a large portion of it went towards prize money. We can only have 3 achievers here, okay? So they did everything they were supposed to, like everybody else that finished, but these folks lost sorry, I'm so tongue-tied today. Our top achiever is Richard Flickinger. And instead of going by total weight loss for number 1 and number 2 winners, we went by percentage of weight loss. The reason we do that is because those of us that have a lot more to lose, we can lose weight faster in a week, and that wouldn't entirely be fair for someone that's leaner than us that lost the same percentage of weight or more. The leaner we get, the slower the weight comes off from the scale standpoint. But in fact, you have an advantage because when a pound of fat comes off a smaller body, it shows up more than when it comes off a big body. That's a whole nother thing we could talk about. But here we go. Richard Flickinger lost 6.2% of his total weight in 1 week. Richard lost 6.2% of his weight. That equaled 10.1 pounds lost in 1 week. He's our top prize winner. Richard, we will be sending you a check for $112. Way to go. Way to go. Richard's got a check of $112 that we're going to write and send to him, and I hope he'll post it on Facebook and say, I won. It'll help us. It'll get more people over here in the program. That's what we need to sustain ourselves. But way to go, Richard. Real proud of you. Appreciate what you contributed in the group and everything that you've done. You give it a best effort. Angie Perkins comes in second place. She lost 5.2% of her weight in 1 week, which ended up being 12.2 pounds lost in 1 week. Angie, we'll be sending you a check for $56. Way to go, Angie. Proud of you. And then this rascal, boy, am I going to get her. She and I just had a powwow the other day because she got down and out And then I look and I was like, wait a minute, Amber. Now, third place, what we said we would do is go by the top loser of the week. We went the first place and second place, we decided we'd go on percentage. And then third place, we said we got to do something for the one that lost the most weight. So third place is Amber Mailer, rascal, who already got down and out a couple of days ago because she didn't lose any weight over a day. I'm going to get you, rascal. Amber Mailer lost 13.5 pounds in 1 week. 13.5 pounds in 1 week. Amber will be sending you a check also for $56. Wish it was $560. But as I said, we just a little ministry, and we just want to do something to, try to bless you and celebrate your accomplishment. Let me do this because I think it bears out. There were so many people that I wish I could give money to. I want to at least announce our other achievers for that group, and then we'll get into Q&A today. Sorry this is taking so long. Angie, that's very sweet of you. Says, please apply my winnings to the ministry for those supporting Olive Shibboleth. So sweet. Don't make me cry. But I'm going to give you a 24-hour period to think about that, okay? Because you earned it. You earned it. You let me know if you really want to do that. We'll just thank God together for it. But you earned that money. So you think about that. Your heart's just pure, girl. It's just pure. But you earned it. So you think about that, okay? I know you probably going to say, none did, but you think about that. And if you decide that's where you want it to go, we'll just praise God together. But congratulations. Makes me tear up when people's good to our little ministry. All right, so relapse to reloaded. So let me pull up. I want to talk for a minute about all these people that give it the best effort, because I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Hey May, how are you? May, you've cracked the code. I said, May, listen to me. I got so many interactions going on here. I said, May, y'all relapse to reloaded folks. Y'all have cracked the code. You did it. You now know what it takes. Well, it was hard. So it wasn't hard, but if that's your perception, that's all I got to say. So it's a lot harder staying where you're at. I want you to listen to week 1, relapse and reloaded. This is the top people. Let me go down to the finishers. Deborah Gillespie lost 5.6 pounds in a week. I better do it this way since so many people are watching. Diana W. lost 5 pounds in a week. Sandy don't mind me mentioning her name. Sandy Gregg, 5.7 lost in a week. Angie C., 7 pounds in a week. D. Bevel, 5.6 in a week. Rebecca H., 6 pounds lost in a week, walked 64.1 miles. Melanie D., 7.4 pounds lost in a week, walked 28.7 miles. Celia H., 1.7 lost. We'll take it. Craig H., 5.1 lost. Rebecca L., 1.8 lost. Rose, 1 pound lost. Vicky D., none that week, but she's doing good now, I know for a fact. She's still staying with it. This is just week 1. Let me go through some other tops here. Brooke, 8.4 lost. Cheryl S., 5.4 lost. Jim S., I'll just say his name. If he gets mad, he gets mad. Jim Stevens, 12.2 lost in a week. Sheila L., 1,430 exercise reps. It's always dangerous. You'll miss somebody when you're looking at all this information. I'll miss somebody. Don't get your feelings hurt if I accidentally miss you. Tracy S., 11.6 lost. Incredible stuff here. Patricia Hurt, she ain't as big as nothing anyway. Patricia Hurt lost 7 pounds in a week. God, this is crazy. And she ain't as big as nothing, boy, but I know she put forth the effort. Kelly E., 4 lost in a week. Betsy S., 10 pounds in a week. Travis Jack, that'd be me. I lost 1 pound. I lost a pound. I shouldn't even mention that. Oh, this is good. Good stuff. Lots of people here. Ronnie, 5 in a week. Lisa G, 3.4. Karen I, 3.6. Scott B. Scott, you lost 6, man. That's awesome. My buddy, Jay Bryson, 8 in a week. Angela H, 5.6 in a week. Denise, 5.2 in a week. Richard's good wife, Tabitha, 4.9 in a week. Satin, 5 in a week. Judy W, 3 in a week. Pamela D, 2.5. And there's others here too. But anyway, Jim won't be mad. He's thrilled. That's awesome. That's his wife, Cheryl, there. Congratulations, everybody. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. God bless you. I appreciate you participating. I hope you'll keep participating. I hope you'll do it till you get that weight off, and then you'll maintain. It's changed my life. I know it will change yours. Now let's transition over. First of all, I want to say bless the name of the Lord. Those of you tuning in, watching today, we're going to do a little Q&A instead of having a certain subject matter. We've been doing that where we did hemp hearts, hemp flakes class, grocery tour classes, MCT oil classes. We've done a lot of different classes lately. Got more coming up. But for today, since we had spent half an hour going over or an hour going over our winners, now I want to give it over to you. Any questions from me? Any nutrition-related, behavior modification-related excuses that you find yourself having that you believe to be real? How can I help you today? Any nutrition-related question, I'm here for you. If there are none, we'll go on and go out there and be with our folks that are sitting in the classroom. But otherwise, I want to be with you to help you. Satin says, can you give me the 411 on INF days? If I ate last night at 7:30, when should I eat again, and what should it be? There's so many ways to do an intermittent fasting day. That is a type. First of all, let me. You know how I'm long-winded, Satin. I apologize, but I like to try to be clear. Let's back up. Our lifestyle consists of 2 types of days, and they're both valid types of days on our program. The perfect day and the holiday. That comes right out of the Bible. I wish that were cold or hot, but they are lukewarm. Everything in the program, we tried the lifestyle principles in our own way. We tried to honor what the Word says. And it says, I wish that were cold or hot, but they are lukewarm, therefore I spew thee out of my mouth. So I said, that's how I'm going to live. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to have a perfect day. The Bible says, be thou perfect. And if I can't, there's days of grace. Or I'm going to have a holiday. That's my days of grace. I have 6 days a month. I can eat anything I want to, whether it was an accident or planned. But all the other days got to be perfect. There's no such thing as an okay day on our program. If it's okay, it falls in the holiday category. Now, a perfect day from a physiological standpoint, biological standpoint, does 2 things for us if we have a perfect day and follow the rules that we outline in phase 1. And that is, it controls your blood sugar, which is more important than portion control. Because if you have an insulin dump because you didn't control your blood sugar, now you got a fat storage hormone raging through your bloodstream, trying to keep you out of a diabetic coma, that's storing fat and keeps you out of efficient fat burning. It is a growth hormone. We have to control it, over the most days during the month if we want to lose weight, if we want to lose body fat. Second to that is calorie control, portion control. We don't count calories, we control portions, and it's a very simple rule. You know, that's a perfect day. Within a perfect day, after we become an advanced student, there's a way to increase our level of health and wellness, and there's a way to speed up fat loss if we still need to lose fat. So we branch out and we have two other types of perfect days. One is an intermittent fasting day, but not like other people talk about intermittent fasting where they spike their blood sugar. We still don't spike our blood sugar. So we have an intermittent fasting day and what we call a divine day, which is a clean eating day, because all of the science suggests you don't have to eat perfectly clean every day to get the benefits, receive the long-term benefits of having a clean lifestyle. So we have what's called a divine day. We take it back to the Garden of Eden. So let's talk about intermittent fasting day, because there'll be a lot of varying opinions on it. For me, it goes back to what we taught them in the Dogfight Challenge. I want to intermittently fast over the course of a week, 112 hours. That's basically 16 hours over a 24-hour period where I didn't eat anything. I may have had water during that time period. I may have had a 0-calorie beverage. I may even have had a little bowl of soup if I felt just brothy soup, a freebie soup, if I felt my blood sugar begin to tank on me or felt weak. But my meals, I do 2 a day, come within an 8-hour period during that 24 hours. So I have 2 meals. So if you're trying to pull off an intermittent fasting day, let me go back, find your comment. If I understand it right, you ate last night at 7:30. So what I do is set my timer on my phone, literally. And now I'm not going to eat again until 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. That's 16 hours. So I would not eat again until 11:30 or later, if that makes sense, Satin. I want at least 16 hours. Sometimes I'll do 20. And believe it or not, I feel even better. And I get even better results. But it's a 16-hour fast time where you didn't have anything but liquid, pre-digested type things that are extremely, almost 0 calorie. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me know if it doesn't, and I'll try to clarify. Bobby Cartledge, way to go, man. Believe it or not, working on 6 perfect days. Awesome, brother. Man, so good to have you back. And I'm going to come back to Zoom and answer questions too. Bear with me. Amanda Hicks. Hey, Amanda. Question on behalf of Katie. Does Health-Wise hot chocolate or egg whites break a fast for an intermittent fasting day? For me, I do not count either one of those, because egg whites, if it had the yolk, I would say yes. But egg whites are so easy to digest, and Health-Wise hot chocolate is kind of like that fat-free brothy soup I was talking about. But I do it on the honor system. I wouldn't call that breaking my fast, but I try to be rough with myself and not do that. It's not just a health thing and a wellness thing. It's also a self-discipline thing. Self-discipline is a muscle. It's a spiritual muscle. And when you say you don't have any self-discipline, it's because you're not working that muscle. You must work the muscle. So what I do, I ask myself, do I really need this, or is it just I got a craving? I mean, am I man enough? Am I man enough to wait until it's time again? I'm going to do that. So 9 times out of 10, I won't do that. I have to really feel weak and trembly to break my fast if I've declared a fast. And then something like that, if I did it, I wouldn't call that breaking my fast, if that makes sense. In the church, honor system, what's that, Travis? In the church, one of them that I attended for years on conference, they would say, anybody here, they would go, is there anybody here, them being their own accuser, feel they need to make acknowledgments to this body? And unfortunately, I had to stand up a time or two and make acknowledgments to the church. Nobody came to me and accused me of anything. But I didn't do my best in some matters, and I had to stand up on conference night and say, me being my own accuser, I ask this body to forgive me for such and such. That's honor. Well, that's how I live my eating lifestyle now. I don't know if you get, I see people mark perfect days, and they're going to know that they didn't have a perfect day because I saw them eat something outside of a perfect day. But they'll mark it perfect. So what you need to do is, you being your own accuser, say, no, I didn't do my best. That's a holiday. It's okay to have a holiday. I need a little grace and mercy. But you also got to learn to live and walk in the truth. Did you do your best? I hope that makes sense. Angie says, I have tried to eat 2 meals within 6 hours for most of Reloaded. I had perfect days. I reach outside my comfort, and if I fail, then I fall to a perfect day. Amen. I love it. I love it. Reach for intermittent fasting and call back. If I slide, I still slide back to a perfect day. That's good. Pressing toward. You have a perfect day. Used to be you have a blow-it day. Now you have a perfect day, and you got something even better than a perfect day to strive for. And if you can't quite make the mark, you fall back to a perfect day. I love that attitude. That's a great lifestyle philosophy. Renee in Zoom asked, I work 6:45 to 7:30 and pretty much sleep from the time I get home until the time I go to work. I work 6:45 to 7:30. Let's see. I know there's a question in here somewhere, but I'm missing it. I work night shift on Friday and Saturday and Sunday nights and struggle to figure out when to eat. Okay. I work night shift on Friday. Well, here, it is tough. I worked third shift for many years, Shaw Industries. So it is a challenge, but it's really not, other than your biological clock is going to be different than other people's because of when you're waking. But it's simple. You're just flipping the script. You're just doing some reverse engineering. Don't try to figure out when to eat so much as when you get up, when you wake up and you start your day, you eat your first meal when you're hungry. And you make sure it's a perfect meal. Then you set, just like I do, you set your clock. If you're not, I like to have that clock because I'm a competitive person. So I set my little stopwatch on my phone, and I'm just not going to eat again until 6 hours has surpassed or longer. And you'll just do that, but you're going to do it on a different timeline than I do it because you still get up to 3 meals in a day. So on regular Shibboleth. So you can have those 3 meals while you're awake. You just spread them out following the timing rule, and you'll be good. You just don't get to eat when we eat because of your sleep times. Anybody else? Any other questions? Anything at all? I don't want to miss anybody while we got this time together. Anybody have any other nutrition-related questions? Why does the world tell us to keep blood sugar level by eating small, healthy meals regularly? Well, you have to expand on that. You have to expand on that. The world tells us also to check out their food pyramid, right? It's killing us. But the world, yes, most folks have went to the ideology that you need 5 to 6 small meals a day in order to lose weight, keep your metabolism revved up. And y'all say I'm conspiracy theory driven, But most of that would root back to the love of money. The more you eat, the more you consume, the more money everybody makes. But it goes beyond that too. If you were having Shibboleth meals, right? You're having, we get 3 meals a day. What if you took those 3 properly combined meals, halved them, exactly half? You halved your chicken breast, halved your green beans, halved your tater, and you took those 3 meals, divide them all by 2, and instead of having a portion that fit under 2 hands, you had a portion that fit under 1 hand, and you spread that out over the course of a day, right, Sherry? That would be more what you would say they're promoting, right? First of all, I don't think it's practical. It's not for me. I don't have time to eat 6 Shibboleth approved meals over the course of a day. But if I did, it would be fine to do, other than I believe that taxes your recovery systems. If you're always digesting food, there's never a break from eating, and you're constantly eating. It takes 8 to 12 hours to fully digest, or even to begin getting close for the body to digest a meal. But if we're always eating 5, 6, 7 meals a day, spreading that out, we're always eating, you're overtaxing your digestive system. And if it's overtaxed and always working on digesting food through an involuntary action, it has to work. I mean, you don't have to digest the broccoli by doing crunches. It's an involuntary thing. So when you eat, whether you want your body to be working hard to digest or not, it is, and you can never rightly recover because your body's always turned on. It's always digesting food. Fasting is biblical, and fasting during large periods of times and even between meals allows your body an opportunity to recover. So I'm against that whole thing. The only benefit of spreading out many meals throughout the day would be to keep your metabolism up. When they start saying it helps you control your blood sugar, no, not if you're not eating Shibboleth type meals. It does not. Because if you eat a processed carb, like most people do that follow that philosophy, you're getting the blood sugar spike and you're getting the insulin dump. An athlete needs that constant sugar influx because their body's used to burning nothing but glucose, and they're going to need that glucose when they're performing an activity. We could go all day and talk about all the reasons that they say that, but for someone that's overweight and needs a practical, sustainable system to live by that will allow them to lose the weight, keep the weight off, and become a more well person, it's not a practical system. In addition to that, people that have a weight issue, they're not going to control their portions. They're going to get in way too many calories over the course of the day to have any chance of losing weight. I don't know why that we don't look ahead and see, talking about the world, look ahead and see, hey, promoting these systems of eating 5, 6 small meals a day. How's that been working out for us? We've been preaching that for over a decade. How's that working out for our people? It's not working out, especially for those of us that don't work out 2, 3, 4 hours a day. So it's just not a practical, sustainable philosophy for me. It may be for some, but it's not for me. I don't believe in it. What is a divine day? Something we're going to get into heavily in Relapsed and Reloaded, but I'll give you the short version. For over a year, I've been doing more intermittent fasting days, and what we call at home, Sasha and I call it home, we call it divine day. It's no processed sugar, no processed starch. 80% of our meals come from foods that were found in the Garden of Eden or possibly could be found in the Garden of Eden. And very few of our foods do come from what God ordained for us to eat after the flood. But it's no sugar, no processed sugar, only natural sugars, no starches, still controlling our blood sugar, and clean eating. No artificial anything. No artificial anything on a divine day. We'll be talking about that a lot in Relapse to Reloaded and for another program that we've got coming up soon for Gold members. That's right, Sherry. Exactly. So much we could say. We should do an entire class on that because laid out and organized with organized thought instead of me just regurgitating thoughts, I think I could make a case for why somebody even that believes in that should not believe in that way of doing and eating. Any other questions or comments? Anything? Yeah, a divine day. And the reason I do it that way, I see people, Melissa, that they go vegan, vegetarian, or just they're going to eat very clean, no aspartame, no Splenda, none of that stuff. Well, for me, that's not practical to go that way on a permanent basis. I love my weekly timing chart. And I love to say, today I'm going to be mentally tough and I'm going to have a perfect day. I'm going to be even more mentally tough and have an intermittent fast. Or I'm going to be really mentally tough and have a divine day. And you still reap and yield the benefits. But those nights that I love mac and cheese, those nights that I want some comfort food, I can have Advanced Health Systems mac and cheese that has some things in there, some preservatives in there, that I wouldn't have on a divine day, but I'm still allowed to have it. You know, and some people can totally go completely clean, vegan, vegetarian, never eat anything that's processed in any way. Maybe they can go so clean that they can become a hunter-gatherer again, whatever that is. You know, that's fine with me. I get in a mood where I want to do that, but I don't want to be in a mood to do that and then tell everybody I've went that way completely and then be found not doing that. I like to kind of break it up. Gives me something to shoot for, if that makes sense. Yes, Angie, it will. And it does challenge me too. There is a clean shake. You know, we have found clean shakes. So there's still some potential there to have bars and shakes, but they got to be really clean. I often have 3 meals, a freebie and a snack within one day. I'm still losing, just not as fast, of course, which I'm fine with, but is that pretty good or am I eating too much? I don't do snacks every day, but this is a typical day for me. Melissa says, I often have 3 meals, a freebie, and a snack within one day. As long as you're still losing, that's good. If you're eating the right combinations and approved snacks, you're doing great. That's good. Fantastic. However, you'll get to the point that you won't be able to have that snack every day and still lose weight. You won't have to give it up every day, but as you get leaner and leaner, you'll find that a few days a week, you need to give up that snack. Hope that made sense. Anybody else? Am I missing anything? Any other questions, comments? Love you guys. If I missed anything, don't hesitate to email me, travisjack777@gmail.com, travisjack777@gmail.com. We'll get you an answer. Melissa says, love my perfect days. I'm 7 pounds from goal. Way to go. That's awesome. And you're still losing weight, so you're doing terrific. That means you're really locking down that blood sugar. That's great. Always welcome back. I'm glad that you still see value in me, Cheryl. I just, believe it or not, I don't try to pester anybody about coming back. I just pray for them. So I'm glad you see enough value to come back to the planet. Love you, Amanda. You warrior spirit. Anybody else? All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here and go talk to some folks. I'm not in the Cartersville Center very often, and I'm here today, and I want to go talk to some folks that showed up for our class, give them a big hug, We love y'all. Congratulations again to all of our winners and achievers. We love you in the Lord. Weathers, got another question. Having a hard time finding the international eggs. Is there any others you would recommend for the smoothie? Just do your own research. The grocery store has some egg whites that are double pasteurized. You just want to read the carton and make sure you trust the company, and it says salmonella free, that you can use them as a liquid. I use Egg Whites International. I order online. I don't use any other brand. If I were going to use another brand, I would use Eggology or Lana's Egg Whites. But I purchase my egg whites online. The least expensive, highest quality ones that I found is Egg Whites International. I buy a big tub online. I love to use them. I love to cook them. I also use them as the liquid for my shake base. It turns your weight loss meal replacement shake into a blowtorch, and it tastes so much better with liquid egg whites. So I use Egg Whites International. Betty, that means the world to me. I can't tell you. We put ourselves out there. I lose people all the time. Last night, I spent some time with my daughter, and she was telling me about a past member. There's a bunch of them, past members. And I had no idea. She's from Calhoun, lost a bunch of weight, and was mad at me. And that's why she don't come around no more. And I said, what did I do? She said, you didn't do nothing, but one of the employees hurt her feelings. And you're always bragging on that employee, so therefore she's mad at you. We got to get over this stuff, y'all. And if I done something to you directly, I promise you I don't know it. All you got to do is come talk to me about it. But I think that we look for ways out instead of ways in. And Betty, you've always supported and loved us despite our faults, and we appreciate you. Appreciate all you've done for our other members, and we appreciate that you still see value in the program. Keep coming around. Tell Lamar I said hello. Have a great day, Doug. Everybody, we're out of here. God bless.